Gathering a bunch of your favorite ingredients and preparing them in a special way that you like always makes a great salad. And then having them all on a crispy tortilla is an easy, delicious way to make a great salad that's healthier and satisfying. So this is going to take a little bit of prep, and some of these ingredients can actually be prepared a day or two ahead of time. I start by dicing and cooking chicken breast in a little bit of oil, and you can use any chicken that you like, as long as it's skinless and boneless, any that you prefer. So just cook the chicken until it's done and then set aside for now. Now that the chicken's done, I'm going to go ahead and fry up some bacon until it's very crispy. And after it's done to my liking, I'll just remove it from the pan and place it on a paper towel to cool. And then I'll crumble it or use kitchen shears to cut it up into very small pieces. And now pouring off most of the bacon grease, I'm adding 1 can of corn that I've drained in a strainer just to make sure I get all of the liquid out of that. And I'm going to saute that corn in the same pan, and that gives it a lot of extra flavor. And now I'm rinsing 1 can of black beans, and I'm making sure that the water runs clear. Then I'll drain those well and set those aside. Actually, I'm just going to add those to the dish that I have the corn in and set that aside for now. I'm going to go ahead and chop up my lettuce and use whatever lettuce you like. I do like it chopped and into like bite-sized pieces. Then I will rinse the lettuce very, very well, and um, I'll put that in my salad spinner to get that dry. And that's one more thing done, and I'll set that aside and continue with the next ingredient. These salad spinners really make easy work of making sure you get all of the water out of your lettuce, and they're also pretty handy when it comes to a lot of other vegetables and even some fruits. So now continuing on, I'm going to peel a cucumber. Some people leave the peels on. This is kind of waxy. I got it at the grocery store, so I prefer to peel those. And then I will cut that in half and use a spoon to get the seeds out of it. After I do that, I will dice that up into very small pieces and set that aside. And remember, this salad is all about making it your own, so if you have other ingredients you'd like to add, go ahead and do that. If I'm putting some ingredients in that you don't like, just leave those out. And I also have some green onions that I've washed, and I'm chopping those up very, very small, just fine little pieces. And some fresh basil. And I'm not using much basil, just a little bit, and I'm only going to use that for the croutons that I'm making. So now I'm going to make some croutons, and I'm adding the basil and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and 1 stick of butter to a bowl. And I'm cutting up 1/2 of a loaf of Italian bread, and it's just easier to cut that up with kitchen shears as well. I'll mix that all until each of the um, pieces of bread are coated well, and my oven is preheated to 375, and I'll bake that for about 12 minutes. So while that's baking, I'm going to go ahead and cut up a few cherry tomatoes. I don't like a lot of tomatoes in my salad, so just add what you like. Also, I've hard-boiled 4 eggs, and I'm going to go ahead and dice those up as well. The croutons are done. I'm letting them cool a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and deep fry the tortillas. Now, you have to be very careful with this because these like to just kind of puff up, but it helps to have a ladle to hold down the middle. It's have your oil very hot. Put the tortilla in, press down immediately in the middle, and that way it forms a kind of a bowl or a deep dish. And just be very careful removing that from the hot oil. Drain that upside down on a paper towel and continue making as many as you like. So this is quite a few ingredients. They're all prepped, and the tortillas are cooled down now, so I'm going to go ahead and start layering each of these onto it. And this is why I put these in separate dishes, so that I could layer it on the way that I like. And with the tortillas, you can just leave those in the hot grease. Cook those until they're as brown as you like. And then just begin layering. I started with the lettuce, and then the beans and the corn, and I just kept adding ingredients. You can just add these however you like them. This is a great way to do salads if you have a few guests or family members that maybe they don't like some of the ingredients and you're not mixing everything in one big bowl. So they can just add what they like and as much as they would like. So I've added the chicken, bacon, cucumbers, tomatoes, just everything that I've prepared here. And then I do have some shredded cheddar cheese that I'm going to put on top, as well as some feta cheese. Now, I really, really like feta cheese. So I'm going to put that on there and top that with the croutons that are delicious, by the way. Simple but very delicious. And then just I'm adding whatever dressing that I prefer. I have just some ranch dressing. I'm going to put that on, but if you have homemade or another kind that you like that you bought from the store, whatever you have on hand, just use that. I promise you, you're going to enjoy this very much. So I'm going to make a couple of these up. I'm not going to lie, these are very messy. Delicious, but messy. Enjoy. And once again, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.